From director Rob Blackhurst comes the new horror film Dolly, which I was able to see in the theater. It's produced by Shudder or released by Shudder, so it'll be on the Shudder streaming service after that. And this is a horror film, very R-rated, very gory horror film that stars Kate Cobb, Ethan Suplee, Seann William Scott, and Max the Impaler as Dolly. This is a film that somebody obviously saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is a film that I went to see because I love horror movies. I don't really like a lot of modern horror movies because they tend to be either way too shaky cam, lame found footage, or incredibly derivative and bowing at the knees of the 70s and 80s classics that we've all seen. And unfortunately for me, Dolly falls into that last category where it is really... It's basically a riff on Texas Chainsaw Massacre, maybe mixed with Stuart Gordon's Dolls and or mixed with Tourist Trap. So the basic story is that these women get kidnapped by the titular Dolly, who's a big beefy guy wearing basically a full-size like ceramic doll head and body, and is kept as like a human doll to play with in this disgusting house of horrors. And whether it is also like somebody else we find is a male is chained up, but it's usually females that get dealt with. They're kidnapped whilst in the woods, and there's not a lot to it. It's basically you see somebody get kidnapped and brutalized and murdered and terrorized, and then a couple, which is the aforementioned Katie Cobb and Seann William Scott, who mostly is known as Stifler in the American Pie movies. They're out to have this romantic getaway, and they get brutalized and captured by this Dolly. And then it's just basically, it's like Marilyn Burns in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's how this movie plays out, down to a shot and moment that is taken right out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre toward the end. And it was 100% not for me. Now, I know I've read about people who have seen this and really liked it, and I'm happy for them. I'm happy for the filmmakers who get their indie movie into theaters. Like I always say, my opinion is my opinion, and it's whatever. People like what they like. They don't like what they don't like, and do not begrudge anybody who had a great time with this. It takes a lot to get a film made and completed, and if you can get a film made and completed and in theaters and on Shudder and physical media release, I salute you legitimately. I think it's a great thing, and I hope you get to make more movies based on the success of this. It was just a film that was not for me. Yes, it is gory. If you want gore and you want gross out stuff, it's got that. There is a moment where the audience I was with was laughing, and I don't know if it was intentionally funny in the film or not, but a character who is, we believe, murdered in a really gruesome way suddenly shows up when you really think they should be dead after what happens to them, and they continue on for a bit, and they continue to almost sort of have dialogue for a bit, and in the context of what's going on, it's just ridiculous. Now, maybe I was there to take a film very seriously, and maybe this was partly intended to be a comedy and I didn't get it. I don't know. I also saw this with a horrendously poorly behaved audience, which doesn't help ever. And it just was really not for me. But I did want to inform you that it's out there. And if you like Texas Chainsaw Massacre-esque films that are very gory and brutal and gross and gruesome, and who will survive and what will be left of them, Dolly delivers that. So available, I'm going to say at this point, it's available streaming on Shudder, Dolly.